as their preference will always leading business fields toward sustainability growth goal, innovative and respectful for local influence and added value for our heritage. Inside our institutional borders, our aim is discussion with foreign investors that in our territory see an area of creation of new company, introducing that is strongly know-how devoted to the environment. After this interesting web TV, you will find a several specific concepts dedicated by various players and supply chain. On web connection, and myself will be ready to answer to our questions and observation new and over the next days by day. Spreading awareness about the potential and the importance of the luxury should be the environment in another country. The great pleasure for me, after the start of the day, with this operation of brand identity, the market has a language of excellence. We start here in the morning with the local authority to speak about our production, our requirements, and for us, the customer local prices. For us, is very important at the center of our strategy.
Thank you. Thank you. Hello. Okay. Thank you, Mirko. And at first is the check that the audio with the remote connection is correctly set. Or okay, the connection. Okay. So to the question that I received by the journalists that are online is about what are the intentions for the regional government about the potential attraction of foreign investment due to the fact that it's a worldwide market, worldwide scale, the capital moving all around the world, but all in this, say, frontier market. So what are the plans, what are the ideas of the regional government about this attraction of investment in our territory?
Yeah. So this memorandum is here, Mr. Tony. In the next month, we could propose the ship cluster and the supply chain in the center of the leading sector to propose at the foreign investors and at the member of Dubai Chamber of Commerce for the first strategy of our partnership with this country.
Okay, thank you. We thank you, Mirko Carloni. Thank you for your time and for the time to stay with us. It's a very, very busy day. And congratulations for the whole day for the event. Thank you. Okay. And now my pleasure to host here into the stage Carlo Ciccioli. We mix some Italian, some English because of the journalists are for both the languages. And let me start with a question for him because in our region is the yacht building started in the 1950s. So we have almost 70 years of tradition in yacht buildings into the territory, both for shipyards, but even for a chain of suppliers, of architects, of interior designers that work both for Marche Shipyards, but even for the worldwide shipyards all over the world. So I think that Carlo Ciccioli is a favorite witness to describe us the history. Carlo, tu hai la fortuna di aver vissuto un po' gran parte della storia della cantieristica italiana, sia per posizione, per esperienze e anche per età anagrafica. Quindi se ci vuoi raccontare un po' questo viaggio, per come diciamo nel DNA della regione, come si inserisce la costruzione di queste navi di lusso.
Sì, buonasera a tutti. Io volevo fare un po' di amarcord della storia un po' della nautica, Questo si tratta delle Marche.
Okay, it's a kind of memories because it's a privileged point of view of the historical of the nautical building into the Marche region.
Nella nostra regione da sempre si costruivano imbarcazioni per i pescatori, piccole e anche medie barche da pesca. E io ho questa memoria storica perché mio padre era un pediatra, un medico dei bambini, ed era il medico della mutua dei pescatori dei marittimi.
This point of view was a privilege because into the historical born of the yachting industry was coming from the building of fishing ships, and the father of Mr. Carlo Ciccioli was the doctor of the children of this, above all, this kind of workers.
Erano piccoli cantieri nella regione che partivano da Pesaro, storico di Cecchini, a Fano, a Senigallo, un cantiere storico conosciuto, chiuso da qualche decina di anni, ad Ancona, a Cintanova, un altro nome storico, si chiama Ancoletani, che non è in provincia di Macerata, e poi San Benedetto, dove furono tra i primi cantieri a costruire imbarcazioni per la pesca atlantica.
It's very interesting that the building started from the northern part of the region that in Pesaro to move southern until San Benedetto, that is the southern border, and the base for this ship platform was fish ships for the ocean fishing.
I primi scacchi erano tutti in legno, c'erano proprio gli specialisti di questi scacchi, che erano sostanzialmente dei falegnami esperti nel fare le tigre. E poi successivamente ovviamente i nuovi materiali, si passò al ferro e poi alla resina.
The original way of building was with the wooden, with the masters of wooden, and then with the evolution and the new times, the materials turn into steel and after the composite materials, but the original was wooden.
E poi ovviamente sempre nuove tecnologie, ma l'esplosione di questo settore è quando parte la diportistica. Intorno agli anni 70 molti di questi cantieri, oltre a costruire scafi per la pesca, iniziarono a produrre in serie in modo sempre più elegante, sempre più tecnologicamente avanzato, scafi per il diporto. Prima piccoli, poi medi, poi addirittura molto grandi, di livello scafi che si vedono in tutto il mondo.
When in the 70s was born the pleasure yachting, was a big booming from the industry that rocket climbed up to big production, improving in quantities and quality.
Se poi voglio fare una memoria storica, in realtà negli anni dopoguerra, io ero bambino, negli anni 50-60, esistevano ancora i contrabbandieri, perché le sigarette erano un genere che, diciamo, in cui c'era un commercio illegale. Allora ci fu una fase in cui si costruivano scafi molto veloci per consentire questo trasporto di sigarette più veloci degli scafi della Guardia di Finanza.
It's a kind of funny story because the born of very fast ships was due to some illegal trade of cigarettes and tobacco. That was in the beginning one of the reasons that spurred our industry to build faster and best hull and ships to cross the Adriatic Sea.
Uno dei pionieri di questo settore della diportistica, voglio ricordare qui, poi c'è un episodio anche tutto della sua vita, su Sanzo Nicolini. Sanzo Nicolini fu un grande, lungimirante imprenditore di Ancona, che il suo cantiere fu tra i primi a passare alla diportistica. E poi, ahimè, e questo voglio ricordare, ricordo con affetto, si suicidò perché vendette a un cliente straniero uno yacht molto bello. Questo contestò alcuni aspetti di costruzione e lui, uomo d'onore, si suicidò perché non era in grado di far fronte ai debiti della banca.
This is one of the most known and sad history into our yacht story. It was one of the father of Marche yacht buildings was Mr. Sanzo Nicolini. Mr. Sanzo Nicolini is recognized as one of the fathers of yacht building. And the story is that the suicide of Mr. Nicolini is due to the fact that there was a quality problem with a very, very important client, and the history that it's confirmed that was the real reason for his suicide was this problem of quality, and this honor man was upset, and then the final story was so sad.
All'inizio di pionieristica, ma poi si specializza nell'assemblaggio. Ci sono più aziende che assemblano nell'ambito del porto, e quindi c'è chi si occupa degli arredi, chi si occupa della tecnologia dei motori, chi si occupa dei rivestimenti, chi fa la china. Spesso addirittura vengono trasferiti da un cantiere all'altro. Alcuni cantieri hanno uno stabilimento nell'entroterra, poi la nave, l'imbarcazione viene portata nello salvataggio, viene messa in mare, e dai primi investitori poi in questa fase si passa anche alla rete commerciale. Il cantiere di Nicolini passò di mano a un altro imprenditore, si chiamava Sardella, e poi da questo fu comprato dal gruppo Feretti, che nel frattempo aveva acquisito il miglior marchi italiano. Questo nel porto di Ancona.
This is an important step that happened in the 80s and 90s. The organization turned into industrial organization from, let's say, tailor-made, let's say, very specific, to increase more and more the industrial DNA of the shipyard. And this attracted even new investors with bigger shooter and with bigger money invested. So the story arrived until our days, where one of the most important groups is Feretti Group, that is a group of €500 million turnover per year, so with big financial shooter.
Sì, la stessa cosa accade per l'Isa Group, che è nato dall'entusiasmo di un gruppo di giovani e poi è stato acquisito dai cantieri Palumbo di Napoli, che è un altro gruppo importante. Oppure un gruppo, il cantiere delle Marche, che fanno sempre i cantieri di Ancona, che ognuno dei quali ha un giro intorno a 500 dipendenti, gran parte di ditte subappaltatrici o fornitori. Però indubbiamente questo è accaduto anche per altri cantieri, da Pesaro a Fano, a San Benedetto. Ciascuno con una sua specialistica nella progettazione e produzione.
Nowadays, what is the footprint of the market industry of yachting? There are shipyards that are getting bigger and bigger, not solely from point of view of financial backup, but even specialized in some specific activities, some niche of market. But all these shipyards can boast more than 500 employees, both as employees direct or third-party subcontractor, because nowadays in this world scale time the size matters.
I cantieri hanno raggiunto un livello tale, per esempio, che lo yacht della famiglia Agnelli è stato costruito ad Ancona, e non solo questo, lo stesso uno della famiglia Merloni, molti anche persone che venivano dall'estero, addirittura dagli Stati Uniti o dal mondo arabo, molti mini, eccetera, hanno acquistato imbarcazioni prodotte da noi, che aggiungo, poi credo che siamo alla conclusione, non so se c'è qualche domanda, che si è raggiunto un livello di qualità tale che in un certo settore abbiamo quasi il primato, cioè siamo considerati come tra i migliori costruttori, fornitori, e riescono questi cantieri anche a far fronte a richieste molto particolari e specifiche che vengono dai clienti.
Yes, the red line is that the quality and the specificity makes the yacht building one of the excellence of the market region, and billionaires worldwide are coming in the market to select and to build their own ship for private, but even for the charter reasons. So it's well recognized that the market is one of the best territory to produce yachts, and I start more proprio da questa considerazione, Carlo, visto che sei un importante esponente della maggioranza della regione, quali sono le intenzioni, le diciamo, le politiche dell'attuale giunta regionale per, diciamo così, favorire, valorizzare e soprattutto anche questa idea di fare una grossa relazione positiva tra industria e territorio e fare altre eccellenze della ricerca.
Assolutamente sì. Se io devo dare una definizione, cioè qual è la percezione importante di questa nuova amministrazione, direi che è l'entusiasmo e la volontà di guardare fuori. Prima c'è stato l'assessore Carloni, che è una persona che guarda molto quello che accade, cioè non si ferma a gestire. E questa è un po' la visione nostra del Presidente Acquaroli. Noi abbiamo fatto innanzitutto un'analisi retrospettiva, cioè qual era il problema più importante delle Marche? Era la comunicazione in tutti i sensi, quella delle infrastrutture e quella di comunicare invece agli altri, di non essere una regione chiusa.
Okay. The goal is, the reason is a goal to start to focus on the proper and added value communication of the values of the region and to gather all the common efforts to create a unique ecosystem and to propose the excellence of the territory and the yachting is one of this. So the basis is the enthusiasm to gather all the positive energies of the companies, of the elements of the ecosystem and to create a complete chain that is able to face the market. I would say this is my addition to Carlo words, is something that from the heritage, from the roots, all our companies try to find the added value to face the international markets. We stay with the roots and the heritage to stay outside and to propose ourselves to the global market. This is something that all the associates are very, very proud of, and we thank you, the market region and the Camera di Commercio, per supporto da.
Se posso aggiungere, c'è 3 assi strategici. Uno è il porto di Ancona. Al porto di Ancona, il porto di Ancona è il primo porto dell'Adriatico, quindi prima di Trieste, Venezia, Ravenna, Bari, eccetera, eccetera, e ci lavorano ogni giorno 6.500 persone. Tra i cantieri, l'industria più grossa ovviamente è la madre di tutti i cantieri, che è i cantieri riuniti, una volta si chiamavano cantieri riuniti, adesso siamo in cantieri, che c'è circa 2.700 dipendenti, e poi ci sono 3 cantieri da 500 dipendenti, più altri. E questo porto, che diventa una strategia logistica importantissima, sarà una dei terminal scelti, per la verità questa è una rendita di posizione, l'abbiamo deciso noi, terminal della via della Seta, cioè la parte adriatica centrale sarà il porto di Ancona. E questo per esserlo dobbiamo migliorare la viabilità. Questo è stato il primo progetto, l'ANAS ha dato circa 100 milioni per fare un tunnel che con un intervento dal porto di Ancona va direttamente sulla viabilità nazionale e poi la postale.
Okay, and one is of the focus of the market government strategy will be the port area of Ancona, both for the shipbuildings. Probably you know that the main player is the Argentine Cartier that is specialized in building high-level cruise ships that are kind of mixed between a big cruise ship and a yacht. It's very specific know-how of the shipyard, but not only for shipbuilding, but all the logistic impact, all the activities that run in the port, and the idea is of the regional government is to give more value to this entity and even investing in water infrastructure, the lateral viability, and what is necessary to be real port able to compete in international scales into the Silk Road as is mentioned.
Il secondo asset è l'interporto di Liegi, che in realtà come interporto non è di grande successo, che però adesso è stato scelto come polo logistico per l'Italia centrale, l'area adriatica, fino al centro Europa da Amazon. In queste ore stiamo chiudendo il contratto con Scanner, che è la società di fondo che gestisce gli immobili di Amazon, per la costruzione di un primo edificio di 53.000 metri quadri su 3 piani. Diventeranno 3 edifici che come prima ondata dovrebbero assumere tra il 7% e 1000 persone, in seguito più di 2000 persone.
The second strategic line of this evolution is the new life of the modern interport of Yachts, that is a municipality 30 kilometers from Ancona towards the center of Italy. And what is new that the Amazon giants selected this location to create the Southern Europe logistic port with the injection of probably about 1,000 new employees devoted to these activities.
E il terzo asset è l'aeroporto di Falconara, di Ancona sostanzialmente, è un piccolo aeroporto che ha anche uno scarso bacino di traffico di popolazione, quindi ha sempre sofferto di questa cosa. Noi, e questo ovviamente speriamo che accada, questo è un auspicio, speriamo, è stato riconosciuto dallo Stato italiano come uno dei 5 poli logistici del cargo, 5 poli del cargo, uno Adriatico, Ancona, uno Chinero, Pisa, poi mi sembra che ci sia ovviamente Milano, il sud non ricordo, c'è Napoli sicuramente, probabilmente lo quasi vicino. Se però non c'è poi traffico è un auspicio. E qual è adesso il mio auspicio, il mio sogno? Il mio sogno è che in queste ore c'è una trattativa in corso per l'acquisto da parte di MSC all'Italia, API oggi, che è stata restituita dalla compagnia di Yachts, la restituita è completamente in questo momento acquisita dallo Stato italiano.
Okay, and the third important line is the new new evolution of the Ancona airport that now is leading more of the cargo and logistic traffic, but even to the opportunities of the new life of Italian company airline would increase, could create new opportunities for development.
Poiché in questo momento uno degli amministratori del gruppo, della holding, è una persona di Ancona, cioè che è vissuto una ventina d'anni ad Ancona, mio amico, cioè, che io spero che porti ai risultati di chiusura di questa trattativa, che è sempre molto difficile. Rimarrà la Cassa Depositi e Prestiti, la Lufthansa sarà il partner strategico della nuova API acquisita da MSC, se si chiude 90 giorni di tempo, non sono solo trattative, cioè significa che abbiamo una persona che guarda con occhi diciamo affettuosi anche il nostro aeroporto, significa voli, significa collegamenti, che è tutto ciò che è mancato alla nostra regione in questi anni, cioè di essere non una terra di passaggio, non una terra irraggiungibile, perché il nostro problema è irraggiungibile, ma sia finalmente un hub. Io prima ero con un amico che ha vissuto una ventina d'anni qui a Dubai, e Dubai è un hub. Io sogno che Ancona, la regione Marche, diventi un hub strategico per i traffici logistici. La logistica è il settore che c'è più alta remunerazione in assoluto, per il turismo, per riqualificazione qui. La fruizione culturale della nostra borghi, della nostra cultura, da un vino nascosto di Chinero, da Iesi, dove è nato Federico II di Velia 800 anni fa, insomma, le Marche diventano centrali.
Okay, so Mr. Picholi disclosed about the interest and the recap of the regional government at present at the negotiation between the MSC, potential the owner of aviation company, with the recap of Lufthansa. So the idea is that to get these reforms to create a new life of the Ancona airport that remaining a very important hub for logistics activities at present, but should be even hub international for the touristic and the traffic as the door towards the east, like was Ancona always in the east.
Io penso che basti per dire l'interesse che noi abbiamo, le tre deleghe, supporto, interporto e aeroporto, nonché il turismo, sono deleghe che ha tenuto il Presidente a parole. Quindi questo significa che non è solo una delega a un assessore, è l'intera amministrazione, l'intera giunta che vuole raggiungere gli obiettivi.
Okay, so we close with the statement that is important that to witness how much are important the port, the Agent Porto, and the Ancona Airport plus the tourism, these three sides of the government were kept by the president himself, Mr. Aquaroy. So it's the real witness how much important are these elements into the strategy for the economic growth and sustainability of the region in the next decade. Thank you. And for the connection, we say that we have recorded this interview, so we can give to the international journalists the recording of this event to all the speakers. I don't know if we are in the room, there is some question, c'è qualche domanda, qualcosa siamo a posto, allora chiudiamo qua. Thank you. Bye.
Hello, everybody. Sorry, we have some difficult connection between Dubai and here in Italy, but we can go on with the journalists, with the connected journalists. So my thank you for their time, and thank you also for all our members for being here. So let me introduce you now an interesting panel led by some of our members. And we will talk about some interesting matters in the yachting industry. We can start with Marco Gaspari, head of Poltrona Frau Marine Business, and Marco Cantori, general manager of Cantori, with Simone Bastari, export manager of Cantori. We talk about the beauty built as the DNA of the traditional craftsmanship. They are connected.
Good afternoon, everybody. Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, good afternoon, everybody. So, first of all, I'm extremely proud to break the ice on this fantastic lineup that represent the best in the yachting industry, not only in Italy, but surely in the world. My grandpa owned in Chinero, one of the shipyards mentioned before by Mr. Ciccioli, so I feel even more melted into the topic. Talking about Poltrona Frau, my company, the 2022, it's a very important year for the company because it's our 110th birthday, and the company was founded in the 1912 by Renzo Frau in Turin. After a few years, in the early 30s, the company was already a status symbol. Since 1926, Poltrona Frau was supplier of the Italian royal family, the Savoia dynasty. In the 1928, we furnished the interiors for the Expo, just in case, the Expo show that happened in Turin. And after 2 years, we furnished the incredible Rex liner, 270 meters transatlantic, built in Genoa, pride of the Italian Navy. Therefore, it's correct to say that Poltrona Frau is playing in the marine industry since almost a century. In terms of product, the pillars of Poltrona Frau, together with the craftsmanship, are very simple. Quality, quality, and quality. We might seem quite boring about it, but that's the only way to provide our customer with a unique product and defend the Poltrona Frau leadership. Leadership, in fact, is a neologism created by us to define our expertise and culture in the world of leather, which has become a registered trademark and an excellence of Poltrona Frau. There is something that no automatic sewing machine, no software, no cutting laser can even perform. It's the intelligence of our end that is the master of our product. And that's what makes Poltrona Frau products unique. This is the special combination of experience and sensibility that allows our worker to feel if a padding is well distributed, or if a stitching is well placed and linear, or if the leather has some creases that might create issues in the finished product. Poltrona Frau try also as much as possible to be beautiful and responsible, and the quality of our product is not achieved at any cost. This is the mantra of our mother company, Haworth. We care our workers' health and the impact of our product that might have in the environment. That's why Poltrona Frau and these workers are strongly committed to follow a strict ethical code. Talking a bit more about product, that's why Poltrona Frau has been selected as a supplier for some of the most iconic projects in the field of theaters, auditoriums, hotel, and flagship store, and general contract business. Projects like the Bruxelles European Parliament, furnished with 5,000 bespoke armchairs in leather, all done in Tolentino, or the Walt Disney Concert Hall in LA, the Hermes Philharmonic in Hamburg, the Auditorium Parco della Musica in Rome are simply unforgettable. In the early 2000s, we also started the in-motion projects to bring the distinctive character of Portonafrau also in the automotive interiors. We become a relevant supplier first of Ferrari, and surely the fans of Maranello's brand knows very well that 100% of the interiors of Ferrari cars are manufactured here in Portonafrau Tolentino facility. We acquired them some other important customers like Maserati, Jaguar Land Rover, and recently we acquired new customers like Lamborghini and McLaren, being today in the most important sport car in the world. But we are here to talk about yachting and marine business. And the yachting market was quite silent for Portonafrau after the Rex liner till 2006, in which we kicked off the long-lasting cooperation with Pershing, the iconic sport brand of Feretti Group. We limited for a long time our presence in the marine industry to this partnership till 3 years ago, when in connection with several new projects acquired, the company decided to create a marine division to properly serve our customer with a quality in line with Portonafrau brand and image. Few years are gone, 3 years are gone, and it was enough to become supplier of the most important Italian and European shipyards that recognize Portonafrau as an element of added value to their book. We also completed some iconic projects with Portonafrau custom-made furniture, like the mega yacht owner by Mr. Roman Abramovich, the Russian billionaire and president of Chelsea Football Club. It's a 140-meter boat built by Lloyd Werft in 2020. The Costa Toscana, the most important boat of Costa Crociere, finished by Meyer in December, and widely furnished with Portonafrau items, with also a theater that is named Portonafrau Arena. We are also delivering several Portonafrau total looking boats with bespoke leather furniture for yachts like Benetti, Ocean Alexander, Next, and Cigarette, to witness the international footprint of Portonafrau, no matter everything is produced here in Tolentino by our craftsmanship, also yachting sector. To finish, 2022 will experience also the launch of a new marine furniture range with items suitable for the use on board and designed by the most important designer in the yachting industry. The launch will happen in April. The furniture are really beautiful, not only because they're done by Portonafrau. So stay tuned, and thank you very much for your attention.
Thank you, Marco. Thank you. And now I leave the floor to Marco Cantori and Simone Bastari.
Thank you. Good evening, everybody. It's a pleasure to be here with you and proud of being part of our cluster. The company Cantori was established in 1976 thanks to this spirit of a founder, Mr. Sante Cantori, and supported by his sibling Fabio and Fiorella. Cantori represent the design of the contemporary taste. Materials such as wood, iron, and the skins are worked by the expert hands of our local artisans, and they are treated and finished with environmentally friendly processes. The value of the Cantori furniture lies in the quality of our design, in the creation and the finish of each single piece. Our product has a story to report, telling our customers about the materials it is composed of and the artisan that has manufactured it with passion. Although we are a long way from the period where we used to have the craft workshops, anyway, our current product, designed and manufactured with care, it still expresses the intelligence of whom has created and made it. The same artisan that compose our network of furniture experts, along with the design developed in our company, have allowed Cantori more than 10 years ago to start a solid business relationship with the local shipyard and to be eligible among the most reliable suppliers. The constant search for an original product oriented to the high-end customer demand coming from different countries and cultures, and the particular attention to the details are part of our details. These two aspects allow us to furnish the yachting spaces, either exploiting our iconic products as the twist armchairs, using the best bespoke items that we can create in cooperation with the most important architect studios all over the world, well known in the yachting and contact market. The beauty of our collection is innate in the high quality materials that we carefully select every day in order to work and shape them to obtain a wow reaction from a customer and to show them as they were jewels to be proud of. Start after the pandemic is better than expected. Even for 2022, we are sure to achieve our goals. If you have some question, we are here. We are available.
Thank you, Marco and Simone. At the end, I will ask the audience to put their questions, and we can go on. Thank you for sharing with us your history and your characteristics. And I will continue with Laura Pomponi, CEO and founder of LP Luxury Project, who will address the topic, the holistic design in yachting. Thank you, Laura.
Hi, thank you. Well, welcome to our luxury world, as we say, and really proud to be part of this cluster, because as one of the studios that are based in Marche, we are the one that, let's say, where the project starts. And so I still believe that what I'm going through explaining about the holistic design is really happening in Marche, because all the companies belonging to our cluster are making it feasible. And eventually, since holistic starts from holos, which is a Greek word and means in total. So this means that the object that is focused on the holistic as to be an interconnected system. In architecture, generally, the concept of holistic went more to the meaning of harmony and peace and happiness, and all the theory of Feng Shui came through that. In yachting, we are really going back in the real meaning and the Greek word holos as an interconnected system. So designing a yacht has important elements that are guiding and some that are complementary, but I have to say that there are three important elements, environments that we strictly balance every day designing a yacht. One are the physical limitation, because we speak of a yacht, and a yacht first of all floats and had to have a respectable speed, be safe and comfortable. Then it also is also in an environment, and considering the fact that we are all working for a better planet and for less impact of the footprint on our planet, we are working on the environmental friendly yachts in terms of technicality, in terms of materials, and in terms also, and what I want to stress in this conversation is that being part of this cluster means that every yacht that is built in Marche has all the cluster companies taking part of it, which means that I do not say that it's a kilometer zero yacht, but all the supplies, all the technicality are developed in our region within 60 kilometers. and not coming for so far ahead, except obviously some components, some materials. But these already reduce the impact of the yacht in the environment, considering the transportation and what is acting as a real bad footprint when everything is not closed door to door to be sourced, especially in this moment. Then the second aspect, after the physical limitation, there are the requirements of the client, which means the client can ask how much range the yacht has to have, how many cabins, how many crew, and these are limitations. And then he wants to have. So it means he wants now in the trend is to have, let's say, spas and entertainment areas, which means that also the yacht is more well received in the charter market as well. And then the wishes of having more toys and jet skis, and this obviously is part of the design when we start from scratch. And then obviously, as being a designer, there is the most important for us, that is the aesthetics, but the aesthetics has to compromise with all the rest I mentioned. And is a slightly balance, is a given and taken, and the beauty of the yacht means beauty shapes, and means internal, inside out ambience where the guests can enjoy spaces inside out, and there is not any barrier felt from going inside out. And then another is obviously following the taste of the client. And the most important part then is integrating, which really means holistic in the interiors, integrating all the light design and all the audio video equipment, all the air conditioning, in a way that when you are inside the ambience, you will not see and you don't have the perception of all the functionality that have to be there to make it work. So obviously, as I said, aesthetic and beauty is a daily struggle in designing something that floats, and with all the requirements also of the competent bodies and the rules and regulation we have to follow to make the yacht safe and sail safe.
Thank you, Laura. Thank you very much. Very interesting theme. And I will continue with Mr. Luca Boldrini, managing partner of FM Architettura, who will talk about the new concept of the residential yacht.
Well, good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for the invitation at this conference. Also, as Lara was saying, we are pleased to be one of the bespoke people that represent the Marche region, also because we're all born professionally in this region, and we love the area, we love the craftsmanship that there is around the region. We are an interior design firm specialized in yacht design, but also we do hotel design, home design, and real estate design for large towers and skyscrapers. For this peculiarity, not being only an interior yacht designer, we are being approached on a new trend, a new wave that today is on the nautical business. And the new wave is actually residential yachts. So residential yachts are yachts of the magnitude of a large ship. So we are talking about approximately 300-meter ship with approximately 11, 12, 14 decks, where there is actually the wish to enlarge the audience of the yachting business. There is a lot of multi-billionaires throughout the world, and not all of them, they possess a yacht because they are scared of what is around the yacht, and they are scared also of the experience. They're not sure about the experience, and they are surely, let's say, there is a big entry ticket to entering yachting. So these residential ships and this new wave is creating actually the possibility to enlarge this audience and to actually give the comfort of their home inside of a larger vessel, but also entering on the yachting life and understanding better what is yachting all about, and give them the possibility eventually to spin off on the future to buy and purchase and build their own yacht. So give to all of us the possibility to build for these people a new yacht. Well, as the designer, the challenge was, of course, to create a cozy ambient, so a homey feeling on a larger scale. And obviously, with a ship of 300 meters and over 14 decks, it's not as easy as it is in a home or maybe in a smaller dimension yacht. But our idea was like, of course, first of all, to create the possibility for these people, the people that they all think alike, people that they wish to also save the environment of the sea because they are in love maybe with the environment of the sea, but they also want to travel around and look around the new places. So we have created a situation where we have designed, or we are trying to design, actually the ship that we are designing is called Mein Yacht, and it will be built in Meyerwerf shipyard in Germany. And it will, let's say, enclose a lot of different features. Among all of these features, there is the saving of the planet and the saving of the sea. So there is going to be also scientific laboratory on board, and there's going to be also possibility to discover ways to save the environment of the sea. Our idea was actually to, the world is 77% covered by salt water, so by sea. And we wanted to bring the 23% left over inside of the ship and be able to create with the insertion into a ship of the natural element. And so we have designed, or we are designing, we are in the process of design a very homey feeling design with inside nature. So plants and water and all these elements that they make sure that the comfort of the human being is at the highest point. So, and in this one, of course, we are proud to do it from Marche. We are proud to use craftsmen from this area and also contractors from this area. So, you know, I think in this call, there is a lot of friends and people that we started all together. So I think it's nice to work in a friendly environment and to work with like a skill competency from different fields and from different areas. So I thank you for the opportunity and have a good evening for tonight. And thank you for asking us to be part of this new spin-off for the Marche region. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Luca, for your great contribution. Thank you very much. And now we can close the panel with a very interesting contribution of our representative of shipbuilders, who will share the important topic of sustainability towards innovation. We can start with Mr. Martino Del Nevo, Chief Operating Officer of Cantiere delle Marche. Welcome, Martino.
Hello, everybody. Nice to see a lot of people that I knew. And nice to be here. Thanks a lot for the invitation. So I will go for a brief, really brief presentation. And okay, we cannot, no problem. So let's talk about. Sorry.
As you prefer. If you want to share the presentation, you can do it as you prefer.
Okay, it's okay. Let's go.
Thank you.
Okay, we are not, there is no possibility, no problem, we go ahead like that. So let's talk about sustainability. Actually, thanks to you, I've been thinking about having a definition of what is sustainability. We are in a period where everybody's talking about such an important item. So I was focused to understand what is in our mind sustainability. So in business, we can say sustainability affect business as that affect business on the environment and affect business as societies. So we have to consider a wider array of, let's say, economics and social factors plus, let's say, about nature, how we relate with nature. So let's say then I was trying to understand which is the mission of Cantiere delle Marche then on this important item. So our mission is for sure to be the best explorers on the market, but then empowering people expectation, stakeholders, and use the business to strengthen respect for nature. We will see later on that these two last items, they are completely linked to how to be sustainable, how to try to be environment friendly. So then Cantiere delle Marche is trying to have a precise strategy to follow our item of to be sustainable. So first of all, our main focus is how to deal with people. People is, for Cantiere delle Marche, is something really a central item, which helps the shipyard to grow on a strategic path. So people, first of all, people means clients, the culture of the sea. So we are doing Explorer, which are a kind of niche for people that really do love nature and do love to live the sea day by day with no hurry, with no rush. So then we have a culture of sustainable culture. I mean, for instance, plastic-free or zero waste. I'm talking about now about our people. We are trying with our people to have a philosophy of and the culture of trying to have respect of the nature. This is really important. So then we have voluntary work linked with nature. We are trying to build a path with our people, with our employees, to be with association, you know, to try to help to be sustainable. Then let's say we have another path that we are following as far as I was saying before, to be connected with social. Social means even to take care again about our people, our employees. And we are trying to build a path for talent programs. I mean, young people, trying to empower them and to give to them a job enlargement and a career path. So people, again, it is a really important asset for Cantiere delle Marche. As our CEO was saying, it's not a matter to have, you know, just hiring skilled people or technician, but it is about to find good people, which is the core of our aim and our strategy. Then let's talk about for sure the product, because okay, people it's a core matter for us, but then product Cantiere delle Marche is doing Explorer, beautiful yachts, and we are doing yachts that is something little bit, let's say, different from the other shipyard, because we are trying to we are gathering people, clients that they live in a different way the sea, as I said before. So we are talking about a product with long range. I mean, we are talking about range more than 5,500 nautical miles, or low consumption, which is really important nowadays to try to have a low footprint. Let's talk about 5 liters per nautical miles. So it is a good achievement, I think so. And then a really important matter, it is how we build and which kind of material we do use, steel and aluminum. And this is our way to be sustainable for as far as the product. Last one, and I think it will be nice to have, let's say, a workshop all together maybe. It's about the planet. So it is really complicated nowadays, but our industry has a great impact on the planet. So it is a matter of, let's say, gather all together ideas about our industry, the yacht industry, to try to understand how to work on supply chain, for instance. Supply chain has a huge impact on our world. What about the energy waste? We are working toughly to improve ourselves in our shipyard in Cantiere delle Marche, recycled materials, micro waste management, and then we have some kind of nice, let's say, moment with Kiribati Floating Houses project that Mr. Bonpensiero and Mr. Cecchini, they've been trying to, to help that area with a nice project idea, and the Charles Darwin Foundation for the Galapagos. So people, product, and planet, 3 items really important for us to get Cantiere delle Marche sustainable.
Thank you. Thank you,
last
Martino.
one to close it.
Yeah.
It's about, let's say, our governance then has to take care about the 5 porters forces to understand how to work on such an important item. So clients, and we said before, the clients, they are really important because the culture of a good clients permit us to be sustainable. Then we have to work on competitors all together, gathering, energies all together to try to, on the yacht Italian industry, to try to do something all together to be sustainable. And threats of the new entrants, we have to take care because there are new technologies that they're entering. So means for yacht industry, for some builders, something that we have to take care. Last 2, we have the suppliers to work with, and the threat of substitution, which is at the moment not a big problem. So this is my way with Cantiere delle Marche to see how we are sustainable. It is a path that needs to be shared with other shipyards all together to try to find out a good strategy all together.
Thank you, Martino. Thank you very much for your contribution. And I welcome also Mr. Stuart Parvin, CEO of Shipyard Rossini, Elisa Group. The microphone?
Mute.
Thank you.
Yeah. Hello.
Thank you, Stuart. Hello. Welcome.
Hello. And thank you for inviting me to this. And despite my my accents, I still feel very much part of the Marche Yachting and Cruising cluster. And I'm very honoured to be invited here. And I've already met many of the speakers we've had so far. And the ones I haven't met, I look forward to meeting them in the future. So today I'm here to talk about something I passionately believe in, and that's running a sustainable refit shipyard. We don't build yachts, we refit them. And I have 3 points I'd like to raise. Number 1, you have to be a believer. Number 2, in the best case, you need to build your own new shipyard. And number 3, you have to recognize that we're not perfect. So just going through those 3 points. Number 1, what does it mean to be a believer? Or what does it mean to me anyway? And the absolute first point about being a believer is the management, myself and others, and indeed the investors, really have to believe in the climate crisis. We have to believe that in the next 20 years, our industry needs to decarbonize. Yeah? Never mind pollution, we need to decarbonize. Of course, regarding pollution, it means we need to, where possible, eliminate pollution or waste. And where this is not achievable, which often, sadly, it's not, we need to recycle it properly. It also means we have to make our own team and our customers and partners believe us too. I'm talking about belief, it doesn't sound very concrete, but without belief, there's only greenwashing. Yeah, belief is absolutely fundamental to creating a sustainable business. And I can't tell you how to be a believer, but I can certainly tell you it's very helpful to have children and even better grandchildren. And yes, I am a grandparent. Now to my second point. We're in the very privileged position that we could build a brand new shipyard, Cantiere Rusine. And clearly that's the optimum way. Creating your own shipyard means that you can design into it, into the DNA of running in the most sustainable way possible. And I'd just like to highlight a few of the things that we did when we created Cantiere Rusine. First of all, as several speakers have mentioned, especially Laura, locating ourselves in an existing yachting hub. So we're nearby all the skills and parts and suppliers, and thereby they're greatly reducing the carbon footprint of our service in the end. And as I think is becoming apparent to anybody listening to this broadcast, Marche is indeed one of the most important yachting hubs in the world. Next, locating our new shipyard in a beautiful and environmentally sensitive area. It might sound paradoxical, but in fact, I can't stress the importance that being in such a beautiful area makes us work probably much harder than we would have done if we'd just been in the, the more simple industrial zones. When we actually started building the shipyard, really from ground zero, we took all sorts of measures to reduce our use of concrete. I'm sure most of you know that concrete is not really a sustainable material. Next, all of the buildings that we created have been built from certified and sustainable timber. Yes, we have all wooden buildings. You can probably see behind me this quite large structure. It's entirely constructed from sustainable timber. And that means that all of these buildings started off their life carbon negative, yeah, before we even did anything. Our office and workshop buildings, except in the most extreme weather, are actually energy self-sufficient, and also the very low energy use, primarily because of outstanding insulation we did on them. The painting sheds, which I pointed out behind me, are also very low energy use. And even more interesting, the geothermal heating system has not only the very highest level of energy efficiency, but it also runs entirely carbon neutral. Also, the fact that we paint the yachts inside a shed rather than under the typical plastic cocoon avoids using hundreds of kilos of high quality and unfortunately single-use plastic every year. Another small measure, all of the electricity used in our shipyard is derived from certified renewable sources. So it's not produced on site, but it's clean energy. And all of our yachts, whether they are berthed in the water or hard standing inside the shipyard, are directly connected to the shipyard's grey and black water tanks. So there's no question of any pumping out such waste into our beautiful harbour. And it's worth noting that this type of initiative is actually costly to us. It actually affects our profit margin, but it's the right thing to do. Of course, we're in a very privileged position to have created a new 21st century shipyard. But even without this privilege, there's a lot of the measures that we've done that a shipyard with a long-term horizon, could also follow. And that brings me to the third and final point. We can't always be perfect in this endeavour. When we purchased, as an example, when we purchased our travel lift 4 years ago, it simply didn't exist, an electric travel lift. It does now on paper, but unfortunately no one's bought one yet. So we had to settle for one driven by an internal combustion engine. And indeed, as we've invested in other new technology, particularly large lifting equipment, we've had to settle for ones with internal combustion engines. And in these cases, we can't be perfect. We can just invest in the latest, cleanest technology and minimize our CO2 production. So I'll just wrap it up by saying sustainability is a core belief, but it's a journey that we're all on, where continuous and meaningful progress is probably even more important than attempting a leap directly to perfection. And that's my point.
Thank you, Stuart, and compliments to be really, really green oriented. So it's an hard task, and you succeed, I think, you and your team. So really, really a good job. Thank you. Thank you very much. And we can continue with Mr. Gianluca Chinero, Technical Director of CRN Feretti Group. Welcome, Gianluca.
Good evening. I'm Gianluca Chinero, the Technical Director of Feretti Group Super Yacht Yard based in Ancona, Marche region, of course.
The video? Sorry, Gianluca. Excuse me to...
Sorry.
Okay, perfect. Thank you.
I'm very pleased to stay here today talking about the sustainability and the yacht innovation, because nowadays sustainability is a must for all the industrial fields and also for the yacht builders and suppliers, of course. We are fully involved in order to improve it. And with reference to sustainability matters, from my side, CRN and the Feretti Group have always designed their yachts with an eye for the environmental conditions. Consider that in the early 80s, the CRN 32-meter F100 has been the first hybrid explorer yacht ever built. And in 2008, Feretti Group gained the RINA Green Star certificate with the 23-meter Mochi long range, a GRP yacht capable to sail in zero-emission mode and powered by batteries. In the recent past, the effort to improve the sustainability has been spent mainly for the development and the proper implementation of systems to comply with the even more strictly requirements to avoid the sea and air pollution, such as the selective catalytic reduction system to reduce the NOx emission from the marine diesel engines, or the inventory of hazardous material, the yacht material database issued in order to certify the avoidance of dangerous materials used for the whole building and until the end of the yacht life cycle, because the database has to be updated also by the owner after the yacht delivery. And with reference to the NOx reduction, I would like to highlight that in 2019, the 62-meter motor yacht Voice has been one of the first IMO Tier 3 compliant yacht delivered. And obviously we are very proud of it. Currently, CRN is building hybrid yachts designed to stay at anchor without generators in running, equipped with batteries in order to feed the hotel electrical load and capable to sail trusted by electric motors for approx 2-3 hours at low speed. And in terms of R&D, our research now is focused on the use of green fuels to reduce the CO2 footprint, and mainly on the feasibility for the proper installation and implementation of the fuel cell technology on board. The challenges are to guarantee the shore supporting infrastructure from the logistic point of view, a safe installation of the fuel cell technology, and easy management without sacrifice the accommodation volumes.
Mm-hmm.
For the next future, CRN Engineering with strategic partners is assessing the feasibility for a hybrid power management system, having as energy source also the fuel cell technology combined with battery packs. And the system could be based on the hydrogen production from the reforming of hydrocarbons, such as ethanol and methanol. Obviously, we prefer to have on board liquid fuel at low pressure. To conclude, improve the sustainability is a challenge for all of us. All the powertrain supply chain supplier has to improve this issue, but we are very confident on our means and on our strategic supplier. Thank you for the opportunity and for your attention.
Thank you, Gianluca. Thank you for your interesting contribution too. And we can close this interesting panel with the intervention of Mr. Luciano Cardini, the technical manager, engineering manager of Wider Yachts. Welcome, Luciano.
Hello, hello. Good afternoon to everybody. And I'm Luciano, the head of the engineering department and the head of R&D department of Wider Yachts. Wider was the pioneer shipyard installing the electric propulsion on its motor yachts, moving its first step to an eco-sustainable navigation since 2013. The heart, now we speak about the heart of the Wider system, that is its serial hybrid. That how is working? Is working like a DC bus, with a DC bus where is connected the variable speed generators and with an intelligent use of the power management system, it's possible to produce energy always at the lowest point of consumption. And this system is extremely adaptable and ready to receive improved future technologies due of its nature. It's possible to receive energy from any kind of sources like solar, hydrogen, and nuclear. It is possible to talk about electric propulsion, but the problems are considerable under a design point of view. And the know-how acquired over the years by Wider with the design and construction of the two boats already produced with this system confirm that we are able to build reliable systems. The Wider shipyard is pushing more and more toward eco-sustainable solutions. And in fact, our future creation that will be officially presented in next 24 in Dubai will be launched with 170 square meters of solar panels for a production of about 30 kilowatt, which will allow the boat to stay at anchor in a self-sustainable way without turning on the generators for 24 hours constantly. Furthermore, Wider is ready to integrate the hydrogen on its boat, which technology has already been studied in collaboration with a well-known Italian manufacturer of fuel cell and metal hydride storage, and easily implemented in its propulsion architecture. And furthermore, thanks to agreement with the various national authorities, including the Polytechnic University of Marche, Wider has launched a series of projects aimed at continuous improvement, both of safety at sea and eco-sustainability of its boat. Thanks for the attention.
Thank you very much, Luciano. And if there are any questions, I invite the connected audience to raise the hands by using the appropriate Zoom tool. No questions, I think. Okay.
Like not to ask a question. Maria
Yeah.
Roberta.
Hi, Maria Roberta. Nice to see you.
I'm not here to ask specific questions, but the very interesting matters of sustainability it's very important, but until there are shipyards, I'm sorry, I'm very sharp about that. Until there are shipyards that built in plastic, let's call it fiberglass or whatever, like there's no tomorrow, it's very hard to speak about sustainability. Because one day, sooner or later, these boats, big boats, many shipyards are so proud that they build larger and larger plastic boats until they are still doing this. I think that shipyards are not allowed to speak about sustainability. I'm sorry to say that. That's my personal point of view, or another sharp attitude of mine. When you have thousands of horsepower on a boat, speaking of sustainability is very, very hard. So that's my point of view. I would like to listen to what people from shipyards have to say about that. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Roberta.
I would like to answer. So it was a really great question and statement. I really think we need to try to work all together because of our footprint. It is somehow massive. So that's why I was talking before about people, planet, and product for sure, because we do need to be focused all together and to try, because one shipyard without the other shipyard, we will not make the difference. So I think we have a great opportunity all together to try to set up a strategy to be to have less impact on what we do, because we have impact, nothing to say, and let's try to do it. As Cantiere delle Marche, for sure, I decided to move to Cantiere delle Marche because we doing, I think, both with a precise philosophy that helps a little bit more to have and to give to our sons, daughters, something less rude compared to nature. So we have a problem. We need to know that there are many ways to do better. It was great to see how Mr. Parvin was saying about how to build a shed. But still, we do need to gather our ideas and do it all together. Otherwise, there is no future. It will be hard. So, but anyway, as Gianluca was saying, I think there is much more sensibility on this, for sure, because there are rules which drive us to have a much more focus on this really, really important item.
Right. Thank you, Martino.
I confirm, I agree with Martino that cooperation is one of the key, and the cluster is very meaningful considering this issue. With reference to the attention on the sustainability, as I said, not only rules. I'm talking about the IMO, the MARPOL Annex 6, and so on, but also yachts are working in order to improve, to reduce the footprint of their production. And the material database is one of these activities. Consider that we are not working only on the materials, but also considering the process to make them not dangerous in the future in case of refitting. So yes, I perfectly agree, and I think that cooperation between us will be one of the keys. We are working a lot to improve sustainability.
Thank you.
Even the clients, I think that they do want to change. I mean, this is really important for sure. If you don't have the clients, the right clients,
yes,
then it is a problem. But I think clients, most of them in Cantiere delle Marche, I'm seeing that they have a sort of great sensibility and wish to improve, and they know that we need to change the path for sure.
If I could just jump in, with our, obviously we're in the refit side rather than the building side. I don't see any movement from the clients when we try to tell them about our carbon negative or zero carbon operations. They're not interested. They're only interested in in the quality and the price and the time, but they're not interested in the environment yet. But of course, I'm in the after sales part of it. But I don't mind waiting, and I'm quite patient. I know it's going to come.
Sure, but I think it is even our duty as a shipyard to try to change their mind. I mean, to try to propose something different, from materials to propulsion, to push as much as we can to try to change the culture. It is not easy because it's a matter of culture. It's hundreds of years. So it is not easy, but it's up to us all together to try to change it. Some clients, to be honest, they are trying with us to make something better. There are even, you're right, some clients, they don't give a damn, but I can see a little movement, on a positive movement, frankly.
To be honest, sorry if I jump in on the discussion, but also from as designers, we have several boats under construction, and almost 90% of the boat we have under construction, the clients, either of young age, either of older age, they are asking for protocol of green. And also for the interior design, we have just signed with a shipyard, and the client filed within the contractual terms to replant plants for all the woodwork that they would use during the build of his boat. Is obliging the shipyard to use vegan glues and vegan paintings. And also we have several different protocols for fabrics, leathers, and all things like this to make sure that, let's say, the cycle is closed. So to be honest, on younger and older generation client, we are seeing that there is a sensitivity, and there is also an economical effort of these people, because actually to have this sort of protocol within the contractual terms is costing them quite a considerable amount of money.
Yes, if I can jump back in, I'm sure you're right, and we're all in our slightly different parts of the industry, and of course as a designer you are much earlier in the industry, whereas in the refit side we rarely actually meet the actual client, the owner himself. For us, the client is usually the captain or the yacht management company, who are probably a little bit more conservative in these matters. And also I'm primarily talking about decarbonising, rather than, I mean, all the other stuff is great and meaningful. So I just think it's going to hit the refit sector probably a couple of years along the line, but we are ready for it when it does.
I leave the floor to Maurizio Minossi, the president of the association, for a quick intervention.
Yes, just to point about this subject of sustainability, that our association was born to interact with the institutions and with the schools. That is why reason we were associated. But now we could have even the opportunity to make a step further, because the local government is challenging us if we want to create something, would say, more technical together, and this would say subject be a great opportunity to cooperate together. So we have shipyard materials, interior designers, refit the shipyards. So of course, without impacting the business of everyone in terms of competitions, we could even to design, to study some guideline together would be a purpose of the association. That is a challenge that I received today by the vice presidents of industry about this subject of innovation.
Thank you, Maurizio.
So I would like to mention something that just as I mentioned before regarding the footprint and the fact of being part of a cluster. We are running a simulation at the moment, being part of the Water Revolution Foundation, and it's really incredible just producing the interior loose furniture or all the interior parts that are not belonging to the structural furniture of the interior of a yacht that has been built far away from here, but already that has been reducing the footprint dramatically. So I think that as a cluster market, following also the idea of Maurizio, if we can also push that we are already a team and working all together, meaning shipyard, suppliers and all chain and designers on the common project, these already reduce the impact of the footprint, just because we have not to move so far and everything is done locally within 60 or 80 kilometers area around us. So it's really incredible and has much more impact this than not using somehow green materials. And there is a proof of evidence on some studies and calculation that we have been already running through. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. Okay, if there are no more questions or intervention, I would like to close the conference by thanking all of you for being here today and for your speeches, for your time. And we will constantly keep you updated about the next steps of the association and the projects that the association will undertake. And obviously we remain at your disposal for any further needs or information during also the next days. Thank you very much. Bye-bye.